I'm live. Good evening, people. Let me give it a couple of seconds. Let's see if everybody come on. Give it a couple of seconds and see if everybody. Oh, my little plant. Anybody can come on. Let me give my room some ambiance. I'm here, people. I'm here. I'm here. Oh, Deborah calling my phone. Debbie, you calling me? You better get on YouTube, boo. Debbie, I'm talking to her. She's calling me on my cell phone. I'm here. I'm late, but I'm here. Hi. Let me just get a little. Oh boy. Good evening, everybody. Miss Burke. YouTube it tonight, Miss Burke. YouTube it. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I am back. And the topic tonight is physical and mental health. What is the correlation, or is there a correlation? And it's so surprising that we're talking on this topic tonight because last week my health was not good. I was worn out, y'all. I was worn out. And I listened to my husband. He said, "You don't do the show tonight. Just get some rest." And I did. Much needed, and I still need rest because I just got finished juicing for my job tomorrow. So all my essential radio people, I'll be bringing in some juice tomorrow to juice, and also juicing for an event for Friday, and I'll tell you guys about that at the end of the show. But let's get into our feelings. Let's try to get into our feelings and see how everybody's doing. We're going to do a mood check. Now today on my mood check, what did I put? I put a yellow, and was it a blue? Was it the light blue? It was a light blue. So this was my mood today. I was feeling relaxed and friendly, but I was like, today ain't really a day for me. Today is not really a day. I don't know what is it about spring, the shifting of the weather, but the phones have been off the hook. Now I'm gonna say something. Y'all may hear Aretha in the background. Okay, Aretha's birthday was I think it was yesterday. My little pick is sticking this. I see it. Aretha's birthday was yesterday. And there's a documentary, a docu-series on her on Tubi. Catch it, y'all. It's really good. It's really good. The woman that's playing her, beautiful woman, good voice, and she resembles a young Aretha Franklin when she was growing up. So if you don't know anything about Aretha, if you know you're a millennial or an alpha generation, catch her on Tubi. It's on. It's a wonderful documentary on here for Aretha. So, little man, flexing friendly, phones off the hook. I love to talk, but they got a little, you know what I mean. You from Philly, you know what I mean. So let's do that mood check. If you are doing great, Show me your red heart. Doing great. Miss Carter got those great hearts up there again. you with the gray. You're doing great. Give me a shout out with the red hearts. With the red hearts. If you're doing great. If you're feeling okay, give me a light blue heart or a blue. Maybe the navy blue heart, or the blue heart that's on your emoji thing. Green heart. If your things are tough and you're struggling, you might need somebody to check up on you, talk to you. Green heart. If things are tough and you're struggling, please inbox me. Leave me your information. If you put the green heart up there, I'm going to try to inbox you and talk to you, try to help you out, probably lead you to some resources. So if things are tough and you're struggling, put that green emoji heart up there. We can discuss that. Purple heart. If you're having a hard time and you wouldn't mind if someone was to reach out to you, again, I will reach out to you no matter the day, the time, or the hour, and I will direct you into some resources that will help you out in your situation if I can. We have that broken emoji heart. If you're in a really dark place, I've been having a lot of people that's been in this really dark place because life has been life in them. And I'm talking about young people as young as 13. Life has been life in them. I would say when I was growing up, we didn't get hit so hard with things that's going on in the world today as the alpha generation is getting hit so hard with. So you see a lot of them acting out. You see a lot of them with anger. You see a lot of them with depression and anxiety. So if you're in a really dark place, put that red broken emoji heart up there, and I will reach out to you. I will direct you to some services immediately, if that's what you are looking for. When you're giving people help, you have to make sure it's the right, proper help that they want. Okay, it's the right, proper help that they want. You have to, listen to them really well and make sure that they want that help. They may just want to talk. They may just, need somebody to, give them some guidance. Look at things in a different light for them. But if you're looking for help, I have resources for that. Pink heart, having some harmony and balance in your life. Spring, some harmony and balance in your life. Put that pink heart up there. The orange heart, if you're feeling optimistic and uplifting. Give me an orange heart if you're feeling optimistic and uplifting. Oh, come on. Now, I love my two combined hearts together. Okay. It's a brown heart with that emoji, the poopy emoji. Okay. Some people have days like this. They have a day. I understand. No, there's a days like that we have these days. So if you're having a day, give me a shout out with that brown emoji heart. Okay. I will understand. Again, the yellow heart was if you're feeling not really digging it. Give me a yellow heart. Oh, who is that? I can't see. Okay. Somebody had put something up here. Sheree says she's doing great. Just came back from a road trip by myself. Visiting family on my mom's side and my dad's side. Enjoyed the view and scenery of driving. Where did you go, Sheree? She went shopping at a thrift store, and I can find ways in my thrift shopping is the ultimate, yo. It's beautiful, and I like when they have old antiques there. But now I have to be careful. You have to be careful what you're buying as far as antiques, and I love knickknacks. I'm reading this book on spirituality and spirits and things of that nature. So you have to be really careful now that I know that. Picking up knickknacks and things from people. So, but I love thrift shopping. Knickknacks. They have nice curtains in there. These cheap curtains we got now, I'm talking about some nice thick curtains, shower curtains, and furniture. So I'm a thrifty girl as well. Oh, you losing signal, Miss Carla? both of them? I don't know what's going on. Hey guys, if you're relaxing and feeling friendly, put that light blue emoji heart up there. Put the light blue emoji heart up there if you're feeling relaxing and friendly. The white heart, you're having mixed emotions, some blankness, some minimalism. Give me a white heart. You really feel like doing minimal of anything. Your emotions is kind of mixed up. You don't know if where you're at, kind of, at the moment. Put the white emoji heart up there. Miss Carter done put that gray emoji heart up there on both Facebook and IG. She is feeling cool and self-restraint. Honey, I need you in my life with this. I was feeling cool today, but I was like, listen. Cool and self-restraint. Oh, she said she couldn't hear me. Okay. Oh, you were reading my lips? Is the volume up? You scare me, Miss Carter. Wait a minute. I don't want nobody to have. No, see, the volume was up. Uh-oh. Let me make sure. Now you can't hear me. I see it. You can't hear me. Hold on, love. You still can't hear me. I'm sorry, y'all. You're looking at my shirt. This is going to make me update my iPad. Okay. Let's hope you can hear me now, love. I don't need you reading my lips. All right. You should be good. She said she went to Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland, Lutherville. What's in Lutherville, Maryland? You got lost on purpose to find a thrift store. We need to travel. Because I do that too. As long as I got a full tank of gas in my car, I'll drive. Just looking at stuff. I'll drive. I love driving. If I can get to places that I want to go, like we're going to St. Thomas this year, if I could drive there, I would. Honestly, I would. It'd probably take like 9 or 6 days, but just drive. I love driving. The open road, quietness, my radio music. As long as I got a nice radio show or radio music with me and a co-pilot that ain't falling asleep, that can keep me up and we can groove, that's usually my husband. It's usually my husband. What's on Eastern Road? Carla said she has a thrift store for you, Sheree. It's one on Eastern Road. You probably went to that one. You probably went to the one on Eastern Road. My grandma used to take us out there on Eastern Road. They got a little high. They're a little expensive. That thrift place out there is expensive. Yeah, they're expensive. And that last emoji heart is if you're having some anger and some sadness. Again, a lot of our young people are going through this. The anger. They're not able to express themselves. The sadness, they don't know what's going on in their bodies. The hormones, all those things and things in the world are seems helpless. I wouldn't say so much of hopeless, because there's faith, right? We have to trust in God with faith, but it seems helpless at time with these the new alphas and the millennials. It's called New Life thrift store. That's the one on Eastern Road, New Life thrift store. So if you're having some anger and some sadness, again, I will reach out to you. Just let me know what you're doing. We can even process it right here and now. You don't have to wait. Just put it in the comments, and I'll put it on the scroll. Now, I love the way that I do the check-ins now because I have actual visual for you guys instead of reading it off of the wall over here. It was kind of difficult. These are awesome to make. Again, you just get some colored paper, cut the hearts out and with your kids, check in with them, have a game. The list, if you want the list, I'll email it to you, or I'll, try to put it in the chat, or I'll put it on my all my pages, YouTube, Facebook, and IG. And you can go from there. Wonderful tool. All right, so let's get into tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is your physical and your mental health. Is there a correlation? And yes, there is a correlation. I chose this topic because, people, I've been in situations, and I know people that's been in situations where we don't listen to our bodies, and that's talking about the physical part. You might have an ache or pain there. We're getting older, and I say we're getting older. I'm talking to myself. You have to make sure we're doing things to keep our physical health up. And I always say when I'm on the show, we are a system. God made us as a system. We physical, mental, and spiritual. If any of those three systems, we don't take care of them properly, the other one will fall down as well. And then if all three of them shuts down, you might as well just say you're flatlined. There's no life. There's no life. If your physical, your mental, and your spiritual all crash down on you, there's no life. And so I thought this was a good topic to be talking about mid 2025. It's about to be April. We're almost 4 months in, and it's going past quickly. We've lost people to physical health issues. Some celebrities, some people that you may know close in your family, in your neighborhood. We've lost people. A lot of the elderly people are dying. I've lost my great uncle, I lost my grandmother, I lost my father, and I lost my mother within 2 years. And I've known other people that lost loved ones, grandparents, sisters, friends, cousins, where people are dying. And I know we're not supposed to live forever because of sin, right? But we can also still take care of our physical health and maintain our mental health and, get stronger in our spiritual health while we still have the opportunity and time. So let's just get into this physical and mental health thing. Now, I looked up the word physical, and it's a state of well-being when all internal and external body parts, organs, tissue, and cells can function properly as they're supposed to function. So your elbow works fine. It's like they call it a hinge. Your elbow is a hinge. It's supposed to work properly, right? The funny bone is somewhere near. Everything is working properly and functioning properly. So that's your internal and your external body parts, organs, tissue, cells, all those things is supposed to first function properly. The condition of the body and its ability to function optimally, free from disease or illness. Okay, that's your physical. Your mental encompasses a person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being. That's your mental. Okay. What are some things that are try to knock both of these out the box besides the disease and the illness? Because sometimes we can't prevent those things. They just come. I don't know how cancer is just hitting everybody right and left. Cancer it's tearing people up. My dad had throat cancer. My mom had a rare cancer, and she smoked for years, and we thought she was going to have lung cancer, and it came back that she had a real rare cancer. And when cancer, you have to maybe go through chemotherapy, you may have to go through radiation, and if your immune system is not built up well, those things would tear your body apart. The same thing. I got a couple of things, long-term illnesses or diseases here that we're going to talk about. That mainly it surfaces up in everybody's bloodline, generation, family, even aunt, uncle, grandma, cousin, whoever may have one of these illnesses. But some of the things that I was looking at that, we can help take some weight off of that is, through stress management, positive thinking, seeking help, making sure we have hobbies and interests and social interactions that can help both our physical and our mental. I don't know what's going on with IG. It's pissing me off. I keep saying poor connection. I pay my bills now. Okay. So your physical and your mental health are deeply intertwined. Again, your body's a system. God made you as a system. I kind of tell people it's like a vehicle, a car. If the transmission goes, you can get your transmission fixed, but then there's going to be something wrong with the engine, and then so forth and so on. I want to talk about things like that because my dad was a mechanic. So your physical and your mental health are deeply intertwined. If there's poor physical health, it can significantly impact your mental well-being. And vice versa. If it's poor mental health, it can impact your physical health. Like with chronic conditions, illnesses, and lack of physical activity, potentially leading to increased stress. I just talked about stress management, stress, anxiety, and depression. Those are the two most top tier mental health issues going on all around the world. Overseas, from east to west. And east to west, we know, is really long, right? But those two are the two most top mental illnesses that's going around. It's graduating rapidly. She said a hysterectomy can cause cancer in your stomach. And okay. And my mom did get a hysterectomy before she passed. They thought that would trying to catch it, and we was like, "Well, Mom, take it out. You don't use it anyway." Lord have mercy, Miss Carolyn, don't come after me tonight. Don't come for me. But we told my mom that, Mom, go ahead and handle all of it. Sheree said, Miss Carter, you got to check the Goodwill outlet. We won't get together on this. Listen, I want a budget. I can't spend any money. But this budget is going to help me in 2028. Praise God, I'm still working on that. So anxiety and depression. If you lack physical activity, if you're not taking care of yourself physically and mentally, it's going to either lead to increased stress, increased anxiety, or depression. Now, one of the number one things that's going on again across the world is diabetes. There's a lot of people with type 2 and type 1 diabetes. I myself I'm a borderline diabetic, and I've been trying to change my eating habits. I work out 5 days a week. I just incorporated a Saturday. I walk every day at work for an hour. I was meatless, so I was not eating any meats. And then I had to get a nutrition coach and a nutritionist, and they said you have to eat protein. I'm like, okay, I'll go back to chicken, fish, and turkey. And stay away from the impossible meats. I was just telling my husband tonight we had kibasi, turkey kibasi for dinner, and I told him, I said I would rather eat this because I used to eat the impossible sausages. But then when you read the ingredients and all of that stuff, it's you just might as well just go back to eating the real meats because the ingredients outweighs the nutritional value anyway. It's processed food. It's food that's supposed to be plant-based, that's taking the place of tasting like meat, but it's processed. Sodium is in there, and when I first got my nutritionist, they said if you cannot pronounce the ingredients in your food, like salt, sugar, sodium, don't eat it. Don't eat it. And that's a lot of food, guys. That's a lot of food. Me and my husband went shopping on Sunday, and he was like, "You sure got a lot of vegetables and fruit in the car?" And I was like, "Hold on, bro. Is the meat packet on here? And then the meat packet, it was just chicken and turkey wings, I think was in the meat packet. Miss Carla said, that's a major illness that you have. What the heart? Yeah, the heart is major. Without the heart and the brain, everything goes. Everything goes. And if your heart is having issues, it's going to give your brain some problems. And that's going to have a lot of stress, worry, anxiety. She said, but you finally getting yourself together. Praise God. Listen. So diabetes increase the risk of complications and mental health conditions and overall stress, potentially leading to burnout and the decreased quality of life. This is diabetes. It has long-term complications, heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, nerve damage, eye damage, foot problems. People with diabetes are at a higher risk of developing depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. They have challenges managing diabetes. They have unstable blood sugar. Levels can cause rapid mood swings, fatigue, and trouble thinking clearly, emotional and physical exhaustion, causing feelings of hopelessness and resentment can interfere with their work. Diabetes. Back in the day, you should say you got sugar. You got sugar. She said anything that bleeds is meat. Words from a vegan. Well, wait a minute, because a beet, a fresh beet, it bleed. Stop playing with you. Stop playing with you. I was cutting beets today, and my hands was red or whatever. Yeah. They are, but they have halal. They have halal food. They have halal food, halal chicken, and things of that nature. It costs a little bit more, but it's the way they feed, produce, and then the way they kill the chickens and things like that. So to each his own. So with diabetes, it messes with your thinking, your emotional, your physical, and you'll get exhausted, and it'll cause feelings of hopelessness and resentment. It can interfere with your work. It can interfere with your relationships, your parenting relationships, your intimate relationships. It can interfere. If I can get a little personal with your intimate relationships, some women's sex drive go down, and some men have ED, erectile dysfunction, and those are problems that will interfere with your relationship, and not in a sense that your mate is upset, but in a sense that you feel like you're not giving what you need to give to your mate because you physically can't. You physically can't. And so when I was doing outpatient services, a lot of men came in with those issues, and it's simply, I know I say it, and it sounds easy. It's just the way you change your life, diet and exercise. It sounds easy. Trust me, I've been going up and down with this borderline diabetes for the past 3 years. And I think when I lost my dad and my mom, I think I was the heaviest weight I have ever been in my life. And since I'm a tall woman, it didn't look that way. But when I looked at some pictures, I was like, "Ooh, honey." They say TV or whatever put 10 pounds on you, but I was feeling it in my back. I couldn't bend down, couldn't tie my shoes, couldn't breathe, going up the steps. My grandson is about to be 3 or 4. Cash about to be 4. That's my youngest grandson. And I refuse. I'm young. I'm a young grandmother. I'm a glam mom, but I'm a nene to my boys. I have 2 grandsons. And my youngest grandson, again, he's about to be 4. And so if he want to run around and, tumble in the grass and play and throw the ball, Nene will run around, tumble in the grass and play with him. Because I did it with my other grandson. and my other grandson's 13, and he's on the move. So I want to make sure I'm there for them. And like I said, I'm a young grandmother. Um, I want to be here when they have children, because my grandson, both of them, was able to see their great grandmother and their great great grandmother, and they were talking. They had their cognitive, everything was right in the head. I mean, my grandmother did pass from she was diagnosed with sundowners, but before she even got there, my grandson was able to talk to his great grandmother, go out with her, go do things. So he was blessed. He was blessed. They were both blessed in that area. I never met my great grandmother, because she passed when my grandmother was 14. So doing those things, we have to make sure we want to be there. Like I said, I know it sounds simple and easy, because I struggled with it too, diet and exercise. But and especially when you get into the anxiety, the anxiousness, pricking your finger every day, having to give yourself insulin, going on a sliding scale. Sometimes when you get angry, it spikes your sugar, it spikes your blood pressure, it spikes the heart, it spikes more stress. Stress is one of the number one killers. The number one killers in the United States. Stress. So high blood sugar over time damages blood vessels in the brain that can carry oxygen-rich blood. And then your brain receives too little blood. Your brain cells can die, causing memory and thinking. Eventually, can lead to vascular dementia. Vascular dementia. So that's another type of memory loss. It's another type of dementia, and dementia means demented. If you want to break that word down some, slight sliver of unreality. Slight sliver. When I say unreality, you remember certain time frames and certain things in your life, but you forget present, family, friends. And with the demented, anybody with dementia, they become more mean, aggressive, because they have that paranoia. I know who this person is, and then I don't know who they is, and are they going to harm me? And what am I doing here that I can't take care of myself? Low blood sugar is hypoglycemia. You'll experience dizziness, shaking, irritableness, trouble walking or talking. You can pass out, faint. You can have seizures, and you can be in a coma. And so imagine all that stress on your physical body. And so while you're going through this with your physical body, you're thinking, I'm not going to get better. I'm not going to get better. And if you're not really properly taking care of yourself with diabetes, it can lead to amputations. It can lead to needing other services. It can lead to your independence being lost a little bit. You have to depend on somebody, depend on people. So imagine going from a life that you didn't have any illnesses or sicknesses, and you're not eating properly, and you're not eating properly. And some people often can't, because they work and their job is so totally different. So SEPTA bus drivers, they're driving from one point A to point B, right? From one stop to another stop. They may not have time to sit down and have a proper meal. So they're going to run into the Wawa real quick, and they're going to run into the 7-Eleven real quick, and they're going to run to the McDonald's, the Wendy's, or whatever, Chick-fil-A real quick, and get them something to eat. And all that food is processed. It's processed. But just to get that quick meal, nutrition thing in, that's how they got to make it. Let's talk about cognitive fluctuations can have a challenging impact on decision making. making capacity. 1/3 of people with diabetes have a psychological and social problems. 1/3. 1/3 people that have diabetes have psychological and social problems. Poor diabetes control has a significant consequences for individuals if not addressed. They develop into complications. You can get blindness, kidney failure. Again, I said amputations. It's difficult to reduce or receive a diagnosis. It's difficult in adjusting to the diagnosis. So you get a diagnosis. For me, I'm talking about me personally. My mother was a diabetic. My grandmother was a diabetic. My mom was insulin dependent. My grandma wasn't. She had to take a pill, and that's every now and then if her sugar didn't be right. My father was not a diabetic, but that's pre-exposure because it's in your DNA. I've had high blood pressure since I was 15. I'm about to be 47. And I've been on high blood pressure medication since 2009. Because at first, when they first told me, I was like, I'm too young. Like my grandma told me that I don't even have a back. So how can I have high blood pressure when I don't have a back, right? My back hurt, grandma. You ain't got no back, you got a gristle. So how do I have high blood pressure if I don't have a back? In my mind, I'm young. And remember, I said you can have those dizzy spells, the passing out, trouble walking, and I was fainting. I was fainting a lot, and they didn't know what was going on with me. And they found out, they was like, "Oh, it's just your high blood pressure." And I remember me and my ex-husband, I traveled to Paris. And we were there for about maybe a week and a half, and I almost passed out there. And it scared the bejesus out of him. I said, let's just sit here for a while. And if I'm able to catch my breath and get myself up and we go back to the hotel, when I come back to the United States, I'll start taking the medication. And I've been on medication. But I also started changing my diet because, again, medication is not going to always work. It's still a foreign thing inside your body, medications. So it's difficult to adjust to having a diagnosis of diabetes, changing your whole lifestyle around. Sugar is the most leading, I can say, drug. Everybody craves sugar. Sugar is in everything. And then we add more sugar to what we put on top of things. It's in everything. And that's one of our most pleasure principles. If we desire something, it's something that makes us feel good, taste good, and makes us happy, which is sugar. Sodas, candies, it's in everything. So adjusting to a diagnosis, and this is a long-term condition, it can be reversed, but it requires constant self-management. Constant self-management. It can give you depressive or grief-type reactions to denial and avoidance. This is diabetes. Your doctor give you that diagnosis. They tell you, come back and see me in 3 to 4 months. I want to observe your A1C levels and make sure everything's okay. They'll take blood and you come back and you haven't changed anything. You're eating the same way. You're not really exercising. You're probably in alcohol too. Guys, there's sugar in alcohol. Carbs turn into sugar. So whatever is carbohydrates, it turns into sugar. And this is everything. Rice, potatoes, any starches, even your natural fruit. Your fruit has sugar in it. It's natural fruit. It has the natural sugar, but it's still sugar. And so with diabetes, your body is not giving you enough insulin or whatever they say in your pancreas, things like that. And so when you're eating these foods, you didn't change your diet habits. Um, and self-management is about you making sure you're taking care of yourself. And it's difficult to do that. And I would say in most black and brown neighborhoods, they don't have good grocery stores that's available. Um, there was a big shop right near 15th and Glenwood. That shop right now is a what is that shop right now? Foreman Mills. It's a clothing store. That was a huge shop right in that area. Closed it down. I don't think it's not a good supermarket in that area for probably maybe another 20, 30, and I'm serious, 20 to 30 miles. There is a fresh grocer all the way down there, Broad and um, before you get to Broad and Gerard, so in between there, like Parish, something like that. There's another grocery store if you go the other way. Roy and Chant Loss, there's an Aldi's there. If you go the other way, it's like Logan, Mount Airy section, there's a Save a Lot. But I'm just like everybody else. I want a Giant in my area, a Whole Food store. A Whole Food store, you don't even have them in these type of areas. The closest Whole Food store to us is down near Spring Garden. It's beautiful in there, though. It's beautiful. I can get low. I love food. I'm a foodie. I can cook well. I'm gonna eat well. But I love food. I like trying different things. But those type of stores are not in our areas. And I'm saying our areas. I'm not saying the poor areas. I'm just saying in our areas. And now what Trump is calling the middle class, which is everybody except the rich. 100 and Park and Fox Street. 100 and Park and Fox Street. That's a shot right, Miss Carla. That's a shot right. And they just start upscaling those shop rights. Because there's one, it's a Collins shop right in One Island Plaza. And I'm just biased. They're expensive. And you're gonna pay what you get, right? But they're expensive. Imagine a single mother with 4 children. She's a full-time job, but she has 4 children. Eggs, I'm going to say, is so expensive now. I went to the market today, and I think they had them on sale for like $4.39, something like that. These were medium-sized eggs. So it's difficult and hard when you don't have the produce in your area that you're supposed to have. It's difficult and hard when you can't afford the produce and things in your area. You can't afford to keep taking off work to go to those 3 month checkups. You gotta work. You got 4 kids. Doctor, I can't keep coming in here and seeing you. Then you have to pay for medication. And when we had the other guy in office, medication, diabetic medication, the insulin medication went down. You said the food pantries is getting ridiculous. What's going on with the food pantries? That's one thing I was going to say that was good that we had in our communities when COVID came. You was getting fresh produce. You was getting, I know 7201 they have they do fresh produce there. You pay for what you want. Come in here, grab what you want real quick. My sister Erica, shout out to her. She'll give you a good deal. In the summertime, I always go there and do my pop-up shops. Rotten foods or friends hooking friends. Okay. So Miss Carla is saying the food pantries, sometimes the food is not really presentable, and you have friends hooking friends up. I'm going to try to get. I have some food pantries. But you girl, you know I be having the hookup. I don't listen. I have some food pantries resources that I can give you guys for that. And please be mindful that the resources that I give out, I know they're good. Any organization that I'm giving you resources on, I know myself. Either I use them, a family member, or another third party person that I trust. Family member goes there and attends there, or I might know the director or a case manager or somebody that works in that organization or that, whatever I'm giving you guys, because some resources don't do what they say they're going to do. And we already had this conversation last year and the year before that and the year before that. Sometimes I get on my soapbox and I'm like, with mental health, the services are crappy. For what you can get under your insurance, what you can get from the provider, what you can get from the therapist, from the doctor, keep going. And the same thing with your physical health. Your physical health, make sure you have a primary care doctor. And you talk to your primary care doctor and make sure that you know that your primary care doctor cares about you. They just not reading your chart. Oh, Miss Wilson, you came here 3 months ago and your AC1 level was really high. We're gonna take some blood today and see what's going on with it. Do you have any other problems, concerns, or issues? And you say strictly no, and they just leave out. You're a number. You're a patient. I've been going to the same facility since I was 19. Same facility. I have 3 doctors there. Dr. May was awesome. African American female. Awesome doctor. I know all my doctors. She was awesome. After Dr. May, I had Dr. Willis or something like that. A nice African American Black doctor. Old. He retired. Dr. May went on ahead and got a private practice. And now I have an African American female doctor. I think she's from the Caribbean. Awesome. I come in, they talk to me, they go over the blood test or whatever from the last time I was there. They ask me some questions, and then they ask me something. Well, how is your dad doing, or how is your husband doing, or how is work? Because all those things is incorporated with your physical health, family, work, and your job. All those things is incorporated. If you're stressed out, and remember, stress management is one of the key components to having your physical and your mental health correlate together and work together. Positive thinking, seeking help, hobbies, interests, and social interactions. I really should have put on there and looked into there, but I'll get into that because I'm gonna do a live, and I hope the Lord leads me when I do this live. Mental health and spirituality. I'll pray on that. Next week I'm gonna maybe have a young person on that's gonna talk to the young people and just give you the elders some information on how to approach young people, how to handle young people, how to help young people, and how to understand them. So stay tuned for that, maybe next week. But I'm thinking about, and again, I'm hoping God leads me because this is a tough subject: spirituality and mental health, not religion, not a religion, but spirituality and religion and mental health. So the next one I have here is lupus. Lupus is one of the gripping physical health ailments that causes fatigue and pain and potentially serious complications. It increases of depression, anxiety, joint pain are common symptoms of lupus, impacting your daily activities, your quality of life. You can get lupus fog, memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and confusion, social isolation, and feelings of loneliness. Lupus can cause changes in your appearance, hair loss, rashes, scarring, negative impacts the body image, and self-esteem. So it impacts all of that. Some medications can have side effects that negatively impact your mental health, such as mood swings, depression. 25% of patients have major depression with lupus. 37% have major anxiety. Um, my nephew, I would say my nephew was the one that made me look lupus up. Um, a lot of young people are being diagnosed with lupus, and I'm talking about middle age. And again, I know middle age is not 25 or 30, but if we're living longer, my grandmother was 86 when she passed. My great grandmother was in her 90s. She was almost 100 when she passed. My uncle says the life expectancy for a male from the Bible was 70. He's 72. So he succeeded that life limit. And he's proud of it because he's the last sibling from my grandmother. Last uncle that I have, 72. So with lupus, the immune system attacks instead of protecting the body, including the brain and the nervous system. So with lupus, it attacks the immune system instead of protecting it. It can have kidney failure is one of the leading causes of death with lupus. If your brain is affected by lupus, you get headaches, dizziness, behavior changes, vision problems, strokes, and seizures. 50% of people have anxiety with lupus. 20% of patients that have lupus is stressed out. And depression is around like 4%. And that's a correlation with your spiritual beliefs. So if you're trying to build your immune system up and you have this illness that's attacking your immune system instead of protecting it, the pain, the tiredness, the fatigue, it's going to cause some stress in you because your body's fighting against itself. Miss Carter said the family practice on Whistle Hicken is good. They about the community. Yeah, and I see a lot of what is it called? Oak Street mental health or Oak Street medical popping up. See a lot of them popping up in the areas, and I had several people tell me that they had great mental health doctors there, psychiatrists, therapists. Um, and so I have to check. I have to check out Oak Street. I'm probably going to go to a facility. There's one around here on Rising Sun and North Mercy, Levick. It's somewhere near there. Rising Sun and Levick, somewhere near there. There's an Oak Street mental health facility or Oak Street physical facility. Well, it's something Oak Street. It deals with mental health and physical health as well. And I know CVS has their minute clinics that deals with you can go in there. It's just certain sites that has an on-call psychiatrist and on-call therapist there. You can even do telehealth and you can schedule to walk in for appointments. And that just came out of again COVID. A lot of people couldn't get out, and so these clinics were saying they needed to work. You still need to work, right? You still need to pay for food and things like that. So how are we going to get these people? Because first of all, with COVID, people were dying without their loved ones. Funerals, you couldn't have them. It's an awful way to end life and then not have support and then not be able to hug someone or cry with someone during COVID. And so mental health was on a rise with telehealth for a while. A lot of doctors did telehealth, and that's what helped now, because some people still have social anxiety, believe it or not, about COVID. Where was I at? High blood pressure. High blood pressure potentially leading to serious conditions, heart attack, stroke, increasing the risk of anxiety and depression. Uncontrolled high blood pressure can damage blood vessels, leading to heart disease, kidney damage, vision loss, erectile dysfunction, as we spoke about in men, and low sex drive in women, memory loss, difficulty concentrating, personality changes. Do I know about that? It can take an emotional toll and stress. It can raise your blood. Stress can raise your blood pressure. Stress can raise your blood pressure. And I'm not talking about something you stress because you're late for work. You stress because you may have to pay a car note late or a bill late. I'm talking about stress. They get the little vein right there, or the little vein right there. And clenching your jaw. That's stress. The things that we don't talk about, the things that we hold in, that's stress. That's past irritation. That's past overwhelming. That stress is past those. Irritation and being overwhelmed is far past that. And so if you're stressed with and your blood pressure is going up, what's happening to the mental? What's happening to the mental? You're thinking, nobody, I don't care. You ain't got nobody in your corner to support you. And I hear that a lot when I'm asking, well, what type of supports? Not before I even say what type of supports. How are you coping? Is the number one question I ask people when I'm talking to them. Well, how have you been coping? So how have you been handling this situation, this problem? And they'll say, I don't have anybody. I don't have any help. I have no support. And I'm like, okay, if it was a 3-alarm fire and you really needed somebody, who could you call? Some may say I have a person, and half of the times I don't have nobody. I really don't have anyone. I have no one. And so then my next thing is, well, how are you getting through this? What are you doing to cope? Some people always, the thing that they always say is either they smoke or they just keep going. From surviving to living. From surviving to living. You're just surviving. And remember, our bodies is a system. Can't survive that long with stress and irritation and frustration and being overwhelmed. Your physical is either going to go down, because if your body too stressed out, that's taking a lot of toll on your body, your brain, your heart, right? And your blood pressure is going to go up. Blood pressure, you can stroke out. So unhealthy lifestyle choices, poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking can contribute to both high blood pressure and your mental health illnesses. There has been various studies, and it appears that a tendency towards hostile, impulsive antagonism and denial may be related to elevated blood pressure. Wasn't it about four? Impulsive antagonism. Impulsive antagonism and denial. That was me in 2009. going to Paris. Can you imagine being in a foreign country? And I think Paris have universal health care. But I'm not from Paris. You're in a foreign country and you get sick. So, I prayed that prayer. God, please just get us out of this right now. And I promise when I get back to Philadelphia, I will take better care of myself. I was 35. I promise I will take better care of myself. Stress, all these are linked to 5 common warning signs of stress: feeling overwhelmed, unable to cope, experiencing muscle tension or pain, having trouble sleeping, irritable, easily frustrated, short tempered, experiencing digestive issues, stomach aches, or changes in your bowel movements. 5 common warning signs that you are stressed: feeling overwhelmed and unable to cope, muscle tension or pain in the neck. Remember, I said I had a big old knot on the back of my neck. One, first of all, is my posture. That was one thing. You tend to hunch over a little bit. Your posture needs to be a little bit better. And that's because I'm always on the computer like this all day long, or answering the phone like this all day long. And so I have to make sure I'm in my head set up, or I have a brace that helps me. I took it off. It was wearing that thing all day long, but I took it off. I have a brace that helps me sit up. But the stress knot that was on the back of my neck, that is so merciful. I'm touching it now. It's something still there. And it's probably in my mind because it was huge. It was huge. And my doctor was like, you are going to have a stroke. This is after I lost everybody, 3 generations in my family. And I just kept going. Like last Wednesday when I was in a chair sleeping. My husband was like, you can't possibly do it. I said, babe, I'm gonna just close my eyes for a little bit. I'll close my eyes. And he was like, Kimble, you can't. He's like, you can't possibly. He's like, you're tired. You're tired. Hey, Mr. Mika, how you doing? You're tired. And I was like, no, I got it. To listen to my husband, and I think, um, I thank God for him, um, because I have to depend on him and solely him now. Um, Besides my Father Christ, Jesus Christ, right? But he's here on the physical with me. I have to solely depend on him to take care of me and to make sure I am functioning well. Um, my dad's not here anymore, and I was spoiled by my daddy. So, me understanding my husband's role in my life, um, I have to solely depend on him and make sure he's taking care of me. So when he's saying you can't, I can't fuss at him and say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I got this. I didn't have it. I listened to my husband. So that's why last week I wasn't on a live. I was so exhausted, so tired. And my body shut down. It shut down. Social withdrawal. You'll have social withdrawal with diabetes. You'll have social withdrawal with lupus. You'll have social withdrawal from high blood pressure, because you're going to avoid social interactions, spending less time with your friends and family members. Because when you're with friends and family, you're either eating, having a good time, dessert somewhere, maybe food somewhere, and believe it or not, everybody is not of a sanctified lifestyle. I would say there's drinking involved. Again, the highest common legal but not legal drug today is cannabis, medical marijuana. Right? You have a medical marijuana card. You can go to a dispensary. It's not medical marijuana is not legal in Philadelphia yet. Just the healthcare system is trying to fathom. It's still a drug. It's still a drug. It does help with pain for cancer patients. It helps with them to get an appetite. It helps with pain for people that have Crohn's disease. It helps people with appetite as well. It's just so many things that it works for. But with the dispensaries, you have to be careful because they are scientists enhancing cannabis. So the THC, they plan with the compound of it. So you have to be really careful when you're going to these dispensaries. You can think it's regular, I guess, weed or marijuana when you're going in, but the THC is a 50 something, and the person in the dispensary is not telling you this. And again, I said this maybe 5 weeks ago. We'll have a lot of people calling us because their family members is having some delusions because of them smoking weed, cannabis, medical marijuana. And it's a chemical that you're smoking and it messes with the brain. Let me get off that. You'll have some mood swings with high blood pressure, with diabetes, and with lupus. Frequent shifts in your mood, feeling anxious, sad, or angry. That takes a taxing on your physical. Chest pain or faster heartbeats, feelings of racing heart, or experience of chest discomfort. Frequent colds or infections. Stress can weaken the immune system, making you susceptible to other illnesses. That's just stress. And stress is not in the medical book anywhere, but that's a leading cause to other illnesses. They have down here, anxiety can cause temporary spikes in your blood pressure. When anxious, your body fights. Your body's fight or flight responses kick in, and this increases your heart rate and your blood pressure. So physical symptoms can mimic anxiety. Shortness of breath, dizziness, or headaches. And then you'll have what they call a panic attack. Anxiety and panic are two different things. You'll have a panic attack. With the panic attack, you'll have shortness of breath, dizziness, headache. Sometimes it's the thought of gloom. What is going to happen to me? Oh my God, I'm in a store. I feel lightheaded. My heart's racing. You get cold. Your body gets cold really quickly, and then you start to get hot. And some people just drop like that, faint. The feeling of doom. Addressing the underlying causes. Happiness and anger and anxiety increase blood pressure to differing degrees, and the emotional effects may be greater in individuals. So what can you do if you're having anxiousness or you're having these panic attacks? Practice breathing exercises. If you are able to, you can lie down and rest. I tell people if they're out in the street, maybe on public transportation, maybe you're on the bus stop, maybe you're walking home from school, I would stop where I am, put my back up against the wall, and sit there and breathe. Sometimes you need to breathe, continue to breathe, not for 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 or 10. So if you're walking to work or you're on the bus, stop, and you get that urge of panic, that urge of anxiousness, you need to call your job. I'm going to be a little 10 minutes, 15 minutes late because you matter. I know we need to pay our bills, but you matter. Don't blow that thing off. And when you get to work, you got the circles, you closing your eyes and the circles coming, purple circles or floating spots, they say. That's another warning sign. You close your eyes and you open them and you have those floating spots. something going on. Remember, we said you can have vision issues. We tend to ignore our physical health because of our job, and they give us sick time. And I know your job will try to get on you half of the times about you calling out sick, but if you're sick, you're sick. You shouldn't go to work. My husband, when he got the kidney stones, first time this man ever got sick in his whole entire life, besides him having a toothache, he was mad because he got sick and that he couldn't go to work. I'm like, babe, but you got sick time. You are actually sick. You have to pass these stones, first of all. You're in pain. You can't go to work tomorrow. I gotta go. You can't, babe. You can't go. You can't go. If you're worrying about the missed pay, it's okay. Because we're on a budget. It's okay. And he was actually angry. So I told him, I said, what would you rather me do? Help you pay the bills for this paycheck or be visiting your grave? Miss Carter, you should know what I'm talking about, don't you, boo? Some people would just keep going to work and they so sick and you look good on the outside, but you are so sick. We have sick days, they give them to us, and they must honor them. They must honor them. And now, back in the day, maybe 20 years ago, probably even a little earlier than that, when your husband, when you were having a baby, if you were married, if you wasn't, but your significant other could not take maternity leave with you. You could take maternity leave, but your husband couldn't take maternity leave. Your significant other couldn't take maternity leave. So that makes you, after having this baby and you're out for maternity leave and your husband, your significant other, they go back to work. And you're there with a newborn infant. And you may have another child. This may be your first child. You need your spouse there with you. You need your significant other there with you. It tires a woman out, have to take care of herself and then have another little precious life that they have to take care of. Feeding, changing, holding, molding, all those things. And your significant other husband's not there with you to help you. And women has fought for this for years. Not the DEI stuff, but fought for this for years. We need our spouse there. That's why people were going through postpartum pregnancy. Some people were taking their child's life. These are serious physical issues that affect your mental health. And so now, I think maybe 5 or 6 years, and it might be a little bit more than that. I'll look it up and get back to you. Men are able to take off of paternity with their wife, with their significant other. They get paid paternity. And I know the health system has come a long way with that. So we're roundabout finishing. So some good things again to do is practice breathing exercise. If you're home, lying down and resting, making sure you have a healthy eating diet. Again, have a plan for weight loss if needed. I will say that half of the country is obese. And according to the BMI, the body mass index, everybody now is obese. That need to change the body mass index because they said I should be down to 150 pounds. And I haven't been 150 pounds since I was in high school as a freshman. So if I get to 150, you're going to think I'm doing some drugs. I like to be able to Cool, 165, 176 will work for me. I'm going to get there. But eating a healthy diet, again, losing weight if needed, regular exercise, and exercising means, moderately is at least 30 minutes out the day. You got 30 minutes, you can do some jumping jacks, jump some rope, walk from one end of your house to another, go up and down the steps a couple of times just to get that heart rate, going, burn some calories. Limiting alcohol, stop smoking. They'll put you on medications to help you do some intensity exercises. Key one here, getting enough sleep. Getting enough sleep. My twin sister was saying she doesn't sleep well at night. She wakes up the same time almost every night around 2-3 o'clock, and she can't go back to sleep. And I'm like, babe, you're not even getting enough sleep. You're not getting 4 hours of sleep. That can be dangerous. So if men don't listen to go to the hospital and get checked up regularly, some women don't either. So I'm like, Kim, you need to go and make an appointment to your primary care doctor. She lives in Delaware County. Her primary care doctor is, of course, in Philadelphia. She didn't go for a while. She just went probably, I think, last week. What happened? Her blood pressure was up. It was up significantly that her doctor had to put her on medications. They told her that she had to lose weight, and they prescribed her something to help her sleep. And my sister does not like to take medications. I talked to her today, but she called me this Monday that passed, and she said the sleeping medication does work. That made me feel a lot better. Because it's strange. Me and my sister, we're not identical. We're fraternal twins. But we have this interconnection. I can feel when she's sick, and she can feel something was wrong with me. And so I think last week, Sunday or Saturday, I told my husband, I said, I don't feel well. Something's going on. I don't feel well. I just got this sick feeling in my stomach. And I'm like, I don't feel well. Somebody's sick, is what I said. I think I texted Miss Carla. I said, Miss Carla, are you sick? Something going on? I text Zen. Zen, are you sick? It's my other friend, Zenda. I text her, are you sick? What's going on? So those are my two closest people that I have a spiritual connection with. They weren't sick. And so then I started texting family members. Text my little sister. I text my niece. I text my kids. And I text my sister Kim. And that Monday, she was like, I feel a little bit better. I said, I knew you were sick. Something was wrong because I felt it. I felt this sickness all in my stomach. And she said, yeah. And that's when she said, I'm going to the hospital to doctor get checked. And it was her blood pressure. Listen to your bodies, people. The physical and the mental. The physical and the mental. Now, when you're going through these illnesses, there has to be a lifestyle change. Period. Period with a T. There has to be a lifestyle change. Try to learn stress management, planning your day out, learn to say no. Don't ever commit yourself. It's okay to decline requests when you're feeling stressed out. Learn your no. It's in my healing journal. Learn your no. Learn boundaries when it comes to your physical and your mental health. I understand that you probably take mom shopping, and you go take your cousin shopping, and you take grandma shopping, and you're probably the only one with a reliable car, and you're going here, you're going there. You can say no. Uber works, Lyft works, paratransit works. And how were they getting along before you got the car? That's a lifestyle change. Understanding boundaries. I'm going to come over, I'm going to get you. But instead of we going shopping every week, We need to go start going grocery shopping twice, or having a conglomerate to go shopping once a month, because y'all pulling me thin. Just be real with your family. Y'all pulling me thin. I'm only one person. Learn to say no. Don't commit yourself. It's okay to decline requests. It's perfectly okay. My grandma said, because when you drop dead and you go, you're going to get somebody else. She was so wise. She was wise. She said things wrong, but she was wise. She was a wise old lady. Connect with others. Support groups. You had something going on with the heart, they do have groups. If you had surgery for bypass surgery, they do have surgery. They have groups for bypass surgery. They have surgeries for people that have defibrillators. They have groups for people that have lupus. They have groups for people that have fibromyalgia, depression, diabetes, high blood pressure. They have support groups. Meetups.com. There are support groups out there for all these different illnesses, even for mental health. Support group for anxiety, support group for depression, support group for bipolar, support group for schizophrenia. They have groups. You are not the only one that's going through the issue of the problem. Practice gratitude. Focus on the positive aspects of your life and express appreciation for the things you have. Yes, now you have diabetes, and yes, you might have to do insulin, and yes, you may have to have a sliding scale, and yes, you can't have that sugar and sweets and all those carbs like you used to, but you're still here by the grace of God. Somebody else didn't make it. Find enjoyable activities. Find enjoyable activities. My enjoyable activity is walking. And it's funny, I used to never like walking. Oh, I dreaded it. But I enjoy walking. I would get on my treadmill. Now it's running. I would get on that treadmill. I'm up to 9 miles in one day running on there, and it takes me, an hour and a half to do that. It used to take me a long time just to do 2 miles on the treadmill. But that's enjoyable to me, and I like cleaning. I'll clean, I organize. That's my perfectionist behaviors. It's not OCD anymore. Praise God, y'all. Praise God. I don't have OCD. Thank you, Jesus. It's a perfectionist behavior. Thanks to my therapist for distinguishing that. But find enjoyable activities. What hobbies do you like? What you used to do back in the day that you loved, that you stopped doing, probably because you got married, you had kids, you're working, your job takes too much of your time. Now you're going to set your schedule. Again, your lifestyle change. You're going to set your schedule and decrease the stress in your life. So whatever you used to enjoy back in the day, be it line dancing, you might be saved now, sanctified, and line dancing is not in your spiritual thing, but they have line dancing for Christians as well. DJs for Christians as well. Again, meetup.com. You'll find those things on there. Crocheting takes your mind off of the anxiousness, keep your mind going with the knitting the pattern. That's really good. Adult coloring books. They have fitness groups on YouTube. There's just so much stuff out there. Flying kites. My dad used to love flying kites. But find those activities that you enjoy. Stay positive and maintain a positive outlook and focus on solutions rather than problems. If you keep focusing on a problem, it's going to worry you. And then your anxiety is going to increase. Your blood pressure is going to increase. And you're right back where you started from. So focus on a positive. Again, yes, you have a health issue now. Yes, you may be diagnosed with depression now, but you're learning to cope with it. You're learning to deal with it. You have support. You have help. And again, you're above ground. God gave you the blessings, the presence of the day to keep living. That's a blessing. You can also take supplements, vitamin B, vitamin D, omega-3, fatty acids, which supports the brain health, and Corky 10. I have to figure out what that Corky 10 is. My brother used to sell supplements. Hey Shot and Corky 10 was one of them. I think it helps improve your brain memory and things like that. The good thing about my body and me personally with my physical health, I'm on a blood pressure medication. I'm on a medication for the sparkles and the stuff in my brain from my neurologist, which is a dual medication because it helps with my migraines and it helps with depression. And I'm on a cholesterol pill. But I have a basket, and my grandson and my husband always say, "You got all them pills you got to take. You got a lot of medicine, girl." These 12 bottles over here is all supplements, all vitamins. And don't go to the store. I'm gonna tell you, don't go to the store and get those one-a-day vitamins complete because they don't have every essential vitamin in there. The percentage that you need for a function of your body is not in that pill. So if you know you need some vitamin B, some vitamin D, some vitamin B12, magnesium, all those things, get them separately and take them separately. Don't just get you a one-a-day pill because it's all the vitamins are not in there. Drink plenty of water. Plenty of water. We are made up of 97% water, so you have to drink water. 8 glasses a day or a gallon. Plenty of water. 8 hours of sleep is a must. Not 6, not 4. Get you 8 hours of sleep. It's a must. It's a must. This is why you see the smile on my face every single day. I get my 8 every day. I'm a little late getting to my, because I usually be asleep by 10 o'clock. So when my head hit the pillow, I'm out. It's 10:14. By the time I get myself together, put some resources on here for you guys, and take my shower, it'll probably be 11:30. I'm still gonna get my 8. Trust me. Guys, it has been wonderful talking to you guys. Please share this video. And like I said, I'm going to talk about maybe having a hard subject to talk about, which is not religion. I'm not doing a religious thing because I'm not a religion person. I follow the one and only true God, which is Jesus Christ. But I do want to talk about mental health and your spiritual health, your spiritual journey, your spiritual, whatever you want to categorize. It's important because we already talked about the physical. We talked about the mental. So where's the other system at? I've never talked about the other system. It's a touchy subject. It's a touchy subject because we're in a melting pot, or what they call it, a solid bowl now in the United States. There's so many different religions out there. And I know who I serve and who I'm under. You can have a different of opinions, but when it comes to this, I think God put me where I'm supposed to be in this position to give that information to his people and to other people. You'll feel comfortable. And again, if you don't, just let me know in the chat. But that'll be not next week. Next week, I think I got to talk to him this Friday. I'm going to have a young man on talking about how his view is of the world, his view of religion, his view of parenting, his view of different things that go on that we think that our young people don't understand and don't know. And then how we can help older people, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, auntie, uncles, how we can help just sit and listen to them and try to get them and try to help them as much as we can. We can't use the old tactics that we had laid on us. My way, the highway. Can't use those tactics anymore because children are still human beings. They just got to grow up. That means they have feelings, they have opinions, they have rights. Yes, they do. They have rights. So I'm going to try to get my young guy to come on and we'll bust it up and talk about that. And hopefully that'll be next week. I am still trying to work on my syllabus for my life skills training courses. It might be in the fall of 25 that I'm going to start those courses on via Zoom. Because summertime's coming up and I don't want to ruin anybody's summer vacation, and I don't want my summer vacation ruined. And I want to make sure my syllabuses and my curriculum is tight. When I say tight, I mean tight, because these classes will not be free. They will be, you'll have to pay for the classes. You'll have to pay for the book that I'm going to be I'm teaching out of. And your time and my time is precious. So I want to make sure I'm giving you the 110% that I give everybody every day. So those classes might start fall of 25. I'm sorry, winter of 25. Because we yeah. So sometime maybe September 25 of this year. They will be on Saturdays, 11 o'clock to maybe 1:45. So the class is going to be a little extensive, and it's nine courses that I'm going to be teaching on. And my first course is communication. What did I call it? Communication and mental health. That's the first course. And you're like, well, why are you talking about communication? Because we don't know how to talk to each other, don't know how to communicate, nor do we know how to listen. Let's just put it that way. Okay. I still have these flyers that I'm giving out to try to do some demonstrations in your barbershops, in your nail salons, and your hair salons. I've been passing these flyers out. If you need them, Dad, Miss Carla, I'm sending you something. So I forgot to put one of these in there, but don't worry about it. I got you. If you need these, just let me know, and I'll print more out. I'll mail it to you. If you have a daycare around your way, a barbershop that you frequently go to, a nail salon that you frequently go to, because I'm going to start with my community. So I've been handing these out in the barbershops around here, the nail salons, and their hair salons. I want to do it in my community because that's what you start from. You start at home, helping the people in your community. But this will be letting you know about the life skill training courses, but also actually giving people in the inner city a taste of what a life consultant is, a life coach consultant is, life skill consultant is, and mental health as well. Opening up their forum. It's going to kind of be like having an open session or a group session with people there. This is free. This is free. But this is giving you an introduction to what you can see in those life skill training classes. So this is free. So if anybody, got a good hairdresser, or a good nail salon, a good barbershop, and they know the customers in there that's going to need this, just let me know. I can even just give you the address to the barbershop, nail salon, or hair salon, and I'll drop past there myself. People of color, we need this. We need this. What else I got going on? Sneaker ball. Miss Carla. Hey. I'm going to be trying to pull together another sneaker ball. And that's going to be before the summer ends. We'll try to open it up. So if you didn't go to my first annual sneaker ball that was held, I believe, 2 years ago, Miss Carla, a year ago, probably 2 years ago, it was awesome. I'm going to be having another one. This is going to be helping my nonprofit, again, for me to get the materials for the syllabus, for me to be getting the materials for the books that I need. I am a nonprofit organization, and everything comes from me. So I need your help with some things. And believe me, I don't cross intermingle money or things like that. I use the money for what it's for. So I'll be asking, for donations that way through the sneaker ball. But it'll be catered. It'll be fun. Come dress, and them sneakers better be right. Because I'm a shoe person. Okay, so that's going to be happening. Now let me let you know, this Friday, my church, Revival Christian Church, my pastors, Pastor James and Pastor Jennifer Solomon, they are having a worship and praise service. It starts at 7 o'clock. I believe 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Come with your tamarines. Come with your banners. Come with your flyer things. Come and praise God. It's all about music and worshiping and praising God. Come. 5500 Tabor Avenue, Revival Christian Church. I'm going to leave the information in the chat. This is something that everybody needs. God brings people together when he was, on this earth with either food and music and teaching. But they're not going to be teaching. This is going to be all praise and worship. And y'all can see me interact because I'll be singing with the choir. I do not have a solo. I cannot sing that well, but I love my Lord and I love my pastors, and I'm excited. They're allowing me to have some incorporation with the singers in the choir. So I will be singing with the choir this Friday at Revival Christian Church. So if you want to come check that out, 5500 Tabor Avenue. It starts at 7 o'clock. I'll leave the information in the chat. I love you guys. Be safe. Good night. And this is Kimble Evans, your trap therapist. Peace.
That was good, babe. Good trap line.